How much do you really need to retire? Not your coworker, not your brother-in-law, you. The goal of this video is going to be for you to walk away whether you have nothing saved or millions with a clear answer. Let's get into it. First and foremost, if you want to retire, this may seem obvious, but all that needs to happen is your income needs to exceed your expenses. Now, if you have other goals like leaving an inheritance, that's great too, but the first thing we need to get clear on is our expenses. That's our regular lifestyle, daily and monthly needs. That's our healthcare costs, our housing expenses, and make sure not to forget about those random annual costs, fixing your car, life insurance premiums, etc. From there, now we have how much income we're going to need or what our expenses are. Now we want to know how much of that income we can already expect coming to us in the form of guaranteed income. That's Social Security, that's pensions, that's annuities, that's rental income, etc. And make sure for each of these sources of income, you know if they have an inflation adjustment or not. Many annuities and pensions do not have these, and even many of them that do don't often keep up with what actual inflation is, so make sure you're able to get clear on that. So we have your expenses or income needed, we have how much of that income is going to be guaranteed. Now all we need to do is fill that gap with the rest of our money. So how big is your nest egg? And perhaps more importantly, how is that going to be taxed? If that number can sustain a certain withdrawal rate to be able to fill that gap throughout your retirement, congratulations, you can retire. If you can sustain that for your life expectancy. Of course, no one knows today, but whether it's life expectancy, inflation adjustments, expenses, it's always beneficial to overshoot that a little bit, because the last thing you want to have happen is you go into retirement, you do that early, and eventually you run out of money. So real quick recap, you have your expenses, you have your guaranteed income. From there, you calculate the gap between those two, and all you need to do is your nest egg needs to be able to fill that gap for your life expectancy. Now that you understand roughly how much you may need to retire, watch the video on screen now in the 4 major retirement withdrawal strategies, because this can allow you to fill that gap either with much less money or allow the money that you have to be able to produce much more income.